Welcome to Jump to Jam Live, taped right here in the Big Apple. Because if we taped in the Big Watermelon, some people might consider that a little racist. Now, I would like to give a big shout out to our studio audience. Hello, joining us today. Yeah. Now, I must say, I am still not used to being greeted by applause, because as a Puerto Rican, I'm more accustomed to people using their hands to clutch more tightly onto their belongings instead. So thank you for not doing that. Now, most likely, some of you couldn't tell I was Puerto Rican because, you know, I fooled you by speaking perfect English. But believe it or not all of my English is that good. I know for a fact I'm incorrect when I say things like the 45th president, or Melania is an American citizen. That's because here in America, you can just buy or sleep your way in, so as long as you're European or Canadian. It's how Celine Dion and Pamela Anderson snuck in. Now, as for our brown, foreign friends and asylum seekers currently making their way here by large caravan in the hopes that they may one day become a U.S. citizen, may God grant you the serenity and peace you'll need in order to deal with all that bullshit you're about to encounter upon entering the good old U.S. of A. Now, first, you're going to have to fill out lots of forms. Yeah, then pay filing fees, biometric fees, legal fees, application for naturalization fees. You're going to have to go through the standard frisk procedures, then the not-so-standard frisk procedures. You have to go through background checks, and then lots of more forms. And oh, are those Trump's tax returns mixed up in your paperwork? You could just go ahead and throw that in the garbage. Okay, thank you. Now, according to the United States Department of Homeland Security, the requirements for becoming naturalized citizens are simple. All you have to do is be able to read, write, speak English, have good moral character, and not be convicted of any serious crimes. And if you want to become president of the United States, it's a lot easier than that. In fact, by achieving U.S. citizenship, you make our current president look like a dumb, lying, unlawful, unpatriotic sack of shit. So to you guys trying to get in, please try and be more understanding of why he doesn't want you here, okay? Thanks. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry. I went on a little tangent. But this is exactly why I don't talk politics. It always sucks the air right out of the room, much like when White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders tries to whisper in your ear. So let's talk about show business instead, shall we? Yes, why not? I'm talking to myself. Now, of course, one of the golden rules of being a successful performer is to know your audience. And I can say, without a doubt, I have no idea who any of you people are. Except for that gentleman in the back over there. But I owe him some money, so let's just all pretend like he's not here, okay? Great. When people ask me what I do for a living, I tell them very simply, I am a funny, yet unemployable idiot. Being that I'm also a grown 38-year-old man, it's no secret that my mother desperately wishes I would get a real job already. Apparently, she wants her living room back. My mother is so hopeful I'll get a real job that when people ask her what I do for a living, she tells them I'm a dog whisperer, which I am not. So please don't ask me to read the minds of your deadbeat boyfriends, okay? Thank you. Now, I'm actually working on my writing career right now. In fact, by the end of this year, I plan to have written and completed my very first sentence. The only problem is that my publisher refuses to read anything I submit to her, at least not until her restraining order against me is lifted. I mean, really, who locks their doors anymore? I had to break her window. In my defense, it was a heavy manuscript, 1 word per page. Now, I would say my greatest accomplishment as a performer, artist, and writer so far is that I have been able to maintain a minimum balance in my checking account. Yeah, a whole whopping $25. But let's keep that between us because I still owe that man back there a few bucks. Now, I have personally been a performer for over 20 years now, not including that week I was a male-only massage therapist. The only thing I performed that week was a masterful symphony of farts. I cleared the client waiting area right out. Those poor guys, the only happy ending they got was the happy ending to my burrito. I did get paid, though, to never come back. Now, I did also try my hands at modeling once, back in high school. Unfortunately, the school's janitor never got around to developing those photos. The police did, though. They said they were withholding them for evidence, which is a shame because I really thought they were pretty classy pics of me. I held them up and everything. No, but I always loved being on stage. I actually used to be a touring member of the New York Boys Choir. Yeah, mainly because I wasn't allowed to join the girls. Which was ridiculous because if you look at me, I was just as flat-chested as they were. My friend Kevin over there tried to join the girls' choir too. He gets it. But now what happened in the boys' choir, where all my peers were handsome, tall, young black men, I stood out for the obvious reason. I wore makeup. Nothing too crazy, just a little chapstick.
NBC, man.
Yeah, and a little bit of blackface too. So ridiculous, everyone kept confusing me for Justin Timberlake. Megyn Kelly even sent me flowers. I once got to perform with the legendary Stevie Wonder himself. Such an incredible musician. He really knows his way around a piano. Yet somehow, he has no idea how to match a pair of socks. I actually made the mistake of telling him that. And now whenever I see him out at an event, he acts like he's never smelled me before. Thank you. I was also so blessed with the opportunity to have once shared the stage with many of today's most popular divas, including Diana Ross, Roberta Flack, and Darlene Love. Now, you can't tell this by just looking at me, but I'm also an 83-and-a-half-year-old black woman. It's true, you couldn't tell any of us apart. Now, other than at the Apollo Theater, one of my favorite performances with the boys' choir was on the Rosie O'Donnell show. I remember that performance because we got to sing and dance with Coolio. For those of you who don't remember who that is, take note. Never adopt a stage name like Coolio if you want to have longevity in show business. Yes. MC Hammer works just fine. Now, even better than that, today we have very special guests, indie music artist and vocal rock band, Constellation. And they're in the building, everyone. Yay! And they are performing for us next. So stay tuned, everybody. This is Junkin' Jam Live. Thank you. Thank you.